The clock is ticking. Sequence 37. He woke up to find his legs tangled with Maddie's. He could live the rest of his life with her lying beside him in his bed. Last night had been amazing. She had fully given herself to him. For a brief second he closed his eyes and just enjoyed the feel of her against him. There was nothing he wanted more than to spend forever with her. Deciding not to wake her up, he carefully untangled himself and got out of bed, quickly wrapping himself in a towel. He took a quick shower and headed for the kitchen to prepare breakfast for her. **** When Maddie jolted from her sleep, it took her a while to realize in whose room she was in. She smiled to herself as the memory of the previous night's activities flooded her thoughts. She had never known such satisfaction in love-making like she did with Chard. Surprisingly, her body had reacted to him as if he owned it. Bliss. That's the one word she could think of to describe their passionate love-making. He had refused to use a condom when she had asked him to. "I don't want anything between us. You're mine," he had responded. His answer had confused Maddie though. She didn't know if he meant she was his for the moment or for a lifetime. What if he finally decided he didn't want her now that he had gotten what he wanted from her? Shoving the thoughts aside, she sluggishly pulled herself out of the bed and into the kitchen. He wore a bath towel around his waist and he was setting the table. She approached him from behind and placed her hands around his waist. He turned his head to receive the kiss that he sensed was coming. She kissed him softly at first, but the kiss eventually became deeper and more urgent as the flame between them leapt higher. They both pulled away breathless as the kiss ended. "Morning, babe. You slept okay?" he asked. She smiled. "Yes. You are hungry?" he asked. "Days, but let's talk about this before we eat." "This?" He gave her a questioning look. "We just had sex." "What we had is more than sex. You are my woman now." "What do you mean I am your woman? We are officially in a relationship." She laughed. "What are you talking about? This was just sex." "We are past this stage of asking silly questions, Maddie. You are mine and I am going to make this official soon." When she tried to argue, he pressed his lips against hers and silenced her. "This won't work. You love to have a variety of women and I hate to share." "You won't have to share me. I am all yours." And just a correction there, I loved a variety of women. Past tense. I only want one woman now. You. She pursued her lips, unable to control her blushing cheeks. "And the other women, they were just for sex." "This is deeper than sex." She smiled. "This is crazy. 1 minute we are friends and now we are lovers. This is where our relationship was heading to and you knew it." "What about Theo's mom? Will she be okay with this?" Chard laughed. "Emma is cool and chilled out. She has no issue with us being together." "You are sure?" "Yes." "Okay, I just got the feeling that she still wants to be with you. She wants you guys to raise Theo together." "Emma is not like that, Maddie. She is a down-to-earth woman. Besides, she is getting married soon." "Okay, you just misread the situation." Her stomach growled. In response, "I should feed you now, baby." He lifted her and placed her on the table. They spent the rest of the day making love. Her body was his to love. He every part of her body attention. She opened up fully to him. Her past experiences had never been this intense. This is where she belonged. This is where she wanted to be always. Later in the evening, Chard has stepped out of the house and gone to buy Maddie a new pair of underwear and some clothes. **** That night, Maddie walked through the door with a slow smile playing on her lips. She placed her bag on the couch and sat down. "Mama Bear," she called out. Tess came rushing into the room. "Evening, Auntie Tess." "Trini is sleeping. She slept early," Maddie asked, glancing at her clock. "Why wouldn't she sleep?" Chrissy asked, walking into the living room. "Good evening to you too," Maddie responded. "You left yesterday and this is when you are coming back." "This is my house. I can do whatever I feel like doing, Chrissy." "What sort of a mother are?" "Hold it just there," Maddie cut her short before she finished her sentence. "Sweetie, you know nothing about motherhood, so don't stand here and lecture me about being a mother. I love my daughter with everything in me. If a robber walked into this house and asked me to choose between killing you or her, I am choosing you. That's how much I love her." Chrissy gasped. "I am your sister. I know, but my child is more important, and just because I didn't come last night doesn't mean I don't love her. She turned to Tess. Put this ice cream in the fridge for Trini. Okay. I am off to bed now. Maddie stood up. Good night, she said, but Chrissy chose to ignore her sister. Maddie picked her bag from the couch and headed for her room. ******. Maddie woke up early the next morning so she could be the one to prepare Trini for school. She missed her baby a lot. She grabbed her robe and was about to step out when her phone vibrated. Morning sunshine. It was a text from Chardy. Babe, she replied. I missed you, and I missed you too. I kept thinking about you the whole night. She smiled as she typed in her reply, maybe I should move in with you. That would be heaven on earth. In your dreams. Did you go for your morning run? Nah, okay, I will text you in bed. Let me start preparing Trini's breakfast. Okay babe, take care, you too, I love you, and I love you even more. She smiled, placing the phone back on the table. That would be heaven on earth. In your dreams. Did you go for your morning run? Nah, okay, I will text you in bed. Let me start preparing Trini's breakfast. Okay babe, take care, you too, I love you, and I love you even more. She smiled, placing the phone back on the table. Her heart melted with joy. She could get used to this. Maddie felt like a teenager in love for the first time. She only prayed that Chard wouldn't hurt her in the long run. Inside the kitchen, Tess was cleaning the dishes. You are up so early, Maddie said. Morning auntie, I couldn't sleep. Why? I have this feeling in the pit of my stomach that something bad is about to happen. Did anything happen that I should know about? She asked. No. Tess shook her head, but Maddie wasn't convinced. She was sure Tess was hiding something and she intended to find out soon. If you say so. *******. So you are Maddie's sister? She asked, blowing a long stream of smoke up in the air. Can you please stop smoking? Chrissy said, waving the smoke away from her face. Smoking keeps me calm. If I stop smoking right now, I will be agitated. Oh. Yes. So you are Maddie's sister? I am. And why are you ganging up with us to fight your sister? I have some old scores to settle with Chard. I know we are partners and we all want to separate the couple, but Chard is mine and only mine. She spoke with so much venom. Chard will choose to be with whoever he wants to be with. For now, let's just ensure he breaks things off with my sister. Good. Thomas walked into the room carrying a bottle of vodka and some glasses. I hope you guys are getting along just fine, he said. Yeah, Chrissy responded. He poured them some vodka in their glasses and it to them. Chrissy took a long sip from her drink. Thomas, I thought by now you would have put the plan into action, she said. You don't know how much I want to be with your sister, but this shouldn't be done in a rush. Well, we are wasting time. As we speak right now, Chard is all over my sister, and guess what? They already had sex. What? They asked in unease. I overheard their conversation on the phone. Chard is serious about this relationship. He wants to make it official as soon as possible. If we don't act fast, Maddie might end up pregnant and he will be forced to marry her. That bitch. She couldn't wait a little longer to open her legs. The other woman angrily said, hold it right there. You don't call my woman a bitch, Thomas said. Well, that's what she is. Don't provoke me. Hey you guys, we can't start fighting and eyes on the prize. Fine, we have to move faster, she said. Agree. But we have a little problem that needs to be taken care of before the plan is put in action. What problem? Thomas asked. Chrissy explained the events of the previous night as they listened attentively. How could you have been so careless? Thomas asked. Well, I didn't know she was awake and listening to our conversation. Be careful next time, you will end up blowing our cover. I know, I will let Max deal with the small problem, he said. Now let's agree on the plan. Okay,